This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the best place to make a gorgeous website to help you stand out and succeed online, but more on them later. Does anyone else feel like the AP Swatch Royal Pop just kinda disappeared? Like, I think we all knew it was going to be a flash in the pan. We've been here before with the Moon Swatch, the Blancpain Scuba 50, but this was shorter lived than I thought it would be. Every watch publication covered it, even not watch-specific media. There were queues outside of stores, even shops having to shut because of rioting. But it kind of feels like the watch world just moved on. I don't know anyone who owns one of these. The secondary market is flooded with them, and they're now trading hands for about retail price. I don't have much more to say about this collaboration. I've said enough already, frankly. But I think it does reveal how quick the hype cycle is moving. Things will go from the hottest, the biggest watch release to old news faster than ever. And brands are becoming exceptionally good at manufacturing attention, but forgetting how to make appealing watches that people actually want. I have chosen the name of this section intentionally. Hype has become the product. The watch industry has become addicted to launches, teaser campaigns, manufactured scarcity, a few outrageous Chrono 24 listings, and people arguing on the internet. Then we move on to the next color. This is the only thing I've written in this section of my notes. Buying a watch in this economy, I can only afford to argue online. Watch brands used to release products that were designed for people to still like in 10 years' time. Now it feels like they're just trying to win a week on Instagram. And these are very different objectives. A truly great watch is best appreciated over time. It becomes more desirable and compelling the longer you have it, and hype works in the opposite direction. There's this excitement and almost like desire for a hype product that most of us know almost nothing about. It'll be something we just learned about and decided we wanted more than anything. And then it arrives, then you acquire it, and the mystery is gone, and it's on to the next thing. What makes me so mad about this direction that we seem to be heading into is that watches were never meant to be like this. They're meant to be this long-term item in a world where we have few things that are like that. Our shoes wear out, styles change, technology has like a 3 to 5 year window at the moment. Having an item that you care for years, a little machine that you have serviced and maybe even pass along one day, there's a romance in that. The watch industry isn't meant to have a short attention span, and yet that's what it's turning into. I think the Moon Swatch is a great example of what happened. It had the perfect recipe: collaboration plus scarcity plus making it seem like an event. And I know it's all hindsight now, but when it was first released at Watches and Wonders that year, it was released maybe a week before Watches and Wonders, watch journalists were wearing the Moon Swatch as a flex. Like, it had this short flash-in-the-pan moment of creating a recognizable cultural object, and brands they've been trying to recreate that ever since. Here's a question. If nobody posted about a specific watch online, would people still want it? If there were no lines at the door, resale premium, limited edition number engraved on the case back, would the watch itself still be compelling? Attention isn't the same as desire. Attention is seeing the same watch 30 times in one day. Desire is still thinking about that same watch when you haven't seen it in 30 days, if that makes sense. To me, that's what separates a good product from hype. Nobody needs to rush you into buying a Cartier tank. A Speedmaster won't become irrelevant. A JLC, a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso doesn't require limited numbers so flippers sleep outside waiting for one. Those watches have the cultural weight, recognized design, and identities that have stood the test of time. And I should clarify, hype watches can still be desirable. The two aren't mutually exclusive. I think immediately of the Rolex Submariner, the Datejust. Maybe Rolex is just the great exception with this one. Have you ever thought, I wish I had an awesome website? Or maybe you've had a great idea, but the online build felt so hard it wasn't worth executing. Squarespace. Well, this is where we need to talk about today's fabulous video sponsor, Squarespace. Okay, for real. I don't know if I can keep that bit going, but Squarespace is awesome. I used them to get my website off the ground back before they were a video sponsor. They just make it so easy, so many design tools to get you started. So you could either use their Blueprint AI, just putting in a few prompts and basic information about your industry and let the AI magic do the rest. Or you can do it the good old-fashioned way, choosing your favorite from their library of professionally designed templates. That's the one I did. AI just isn't my jam as much, but no matter where you start, everything is still flexible and customizable. And no matter what you're doing, they've got you covered. Whatever industry you're in, whether you offer services, sell products, or both, they have easy online payments, built-in tools for inventory shipping and fulfillment to make your life easy and give your customers a seamless shopping experience. On top of that, their integrated SEO tools get your website found. You're busy running your business. You've got stuff going on. Let them take care of the SEO stuff so you show up higher on search engines and more people can find you. If this is sounding great to you, go check out squarespace.com/BritPierce for a free 14-day trial. The link is in the description. And use code BritPierce to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Go click that link, and thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. And this brings us nicely to the design problem. This isn't just a watch industry thing, this is a whole world thing. For example, most films being released right now are a part of an already existing franchise. A lot of industries that blur art and profitability are playing it safe and playing it boring. Going back to watches, brands appear to be under enormous pressure to release more, while simultaneously taking fewer risks. This results in us seeing endless dial configurations and dial colors, anniversary editions, archived revivals, boutique editions. This is just my theory. No one's told me this. It's not been confirmed by anyone, but I think they need to do this because their core catalog isn't compelling enough to a wide enough group of people. They have a small group of people, a few whale customers keeping them afloat, and they need to keep churning out new stuff for the whales to buy, the whale and identity purchasers. For clarity, I do enjoy many of these watches. The IWC Ingenieur pool dial is an excellent example of this. Sometimes a new dial configuration or color genuinely transforms a design, but collectively it feels like an industry rearranging furniture more than houses producing inspired, novel, exciting pieces. The archive section can be awesome, don't get me wrong. Longines, Vacheron, Cartier, so many others have great modern watches that are thoughtful reinterpretations of the past. But heritage is maybe starting to seem like a life support machine. Here's what I'll say. The industry likes reminding us of the icons they created 50 to 70 years ago. But what are the icons being created now for the next 50? Okay, I'm titling this section, Prices Are Rising Faster Than Excitement, but it's probably more accurate to say faster than innovation or creativity. At least that's how it feels from the consumer end. The design stagnation is harder to tolerate when paired with modern pricing. Consumers are being asked to pay considerably more for products that are the same or almost the same, and I think there's a shift happening in the landscape that's going to hurt the $2,000 to $5,000 segment. At the tippy top end, wealthy clients will keep buying extraordinary independent watches, the grand complications, stuff that costs more than my house, and they can buy it without even thinking about it. Then at the more accessible end, we have Seiko, Citizen, Tissot, and a growing army of micro brands. But the traditional Swiss middle luxury, like middle of the road luxury compared to these crazy extremes, I think they're going to be hurting. People are feeling less incentivized to buy these. We talk about it all the time on the channel. I'm sorry to bring it up again, but it's been a huge theme. Premiumization. So brands pushing themselves further up market, but it's going to lead to their undoing. You cannot premium price your way into being a more prestigious brand. I think people can sniff it out, and there's going to be a few brands that really hurt because of this. One thing watch brands understand is consumer psychology, and scarcity makes a watch feel more special. I think a lot of us like to pretend we're above this and it doesn't affect us. But no, it's a basic human thing. I try to coach myself out of it, but I think it's something that's ingrained within us as humans. But scarcity only works if people actually want the product. And once again, the AP Swatch Royal Pop is another great example of this. They fed the FOMO, they fed that hype beast machine, and they're now trading hands for about retail price. And it's been, 3 months? And people already just don't care anymore? I am a professional watch reviewer. This is what I do full-time for work. And I'm not tempted to get one because I don't think enough people would be interested in that video. I feel like the watch industry is in this identity crisis post-pandemic. They got used to that moment in the sun, being hype, everyone wanting watches, and behaved like this was going to last forever. But I don't know. This is just me saying my opinion. It feels like they're trying to move more like fashion and have seasons and cycles rather than doing what they do, being long-term items that you hold on to, that you care for, true luxury. Think your dad's old barber coat that you inherit and not a leopard print trench. Which kind of leads us here. The industry isn't completely broken. There are brands still getting it right. My mind immediately jumps to Cartier. They understand that a strong design is more powerful than endless specifications. It's watches that are identifiable from across the room, the prices make sense, and they have a wide mass appeal. Longines has been earning a huge amount, an enormous amount of goodwill by returning to wearable proportions, using its archive strategically, with the design language being completely their own. Grand Seiko is one of my favorite brands at the moment. Distinct designs, actual innovations like the spring drive, whilst also paying attention to finishing. A lot of smaller independents are on the rise, and the most notable being FP Journe. Journe is on a crazy good streak right now, but even MB&F, De Bethune, Urban Jurgensen, what connects these is not flash-in-the-pan marketing. It's marketing that leads you to a real substance product. So maybe the title I did for this is a bit hyperbolic. I don't think that the watch industry is going to crumble tomorrow. I don't think any brands are going to be disappearing by next week. I just think a lot of brands have forgotten why people love them so much, why people love watches so much. They have mistaken scarcity for desirability, a massive over-reliance on novelties every other month, and a lack of creativity. Blech. Anyways, I'm just ranting now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I think I'm just feeling... I don't know. I need to stop talking. As always, thank you for your viewership. Thank you so much for always tuning in. This channel stays alive because people actually watch the videos. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. And now, thank you to the Pope Tier patrons. Get their names on the screen. Oh yeah, Pope Tier patrons, hello! Guys, once again, I am still just kind of fiddling around with the set. I hope it all looks okay. I hope this didn't sound too whiny. I think I've been too grumpy lately. I need to do some happy videos coming soon. But I say it all the time, this channel keeps running because of you guys. You guys make it financially viable for this to be my full-time job. So thank you. I hope you keep enjoying the work we do here. I love making it. I have the best job in the whole world. But even if you don't keep enjoying this channel, I hope you keep enjoying watches forever. They're awesome. So are you. And we'll see you in the next one.